when making a cold call or going into the ice water like I'm about to right now. The cold hits hard and you immediately go into fight or flight. Your heart starts beating like crazy, you're hyperventilating, but the real threat to your survival is that your ability to think completely goes out the window.
In this video, you'll learn from the Iceman how to go from flight or flight to rest and digest in seconds so that fear doesn't cause your mind to freeze up on your next cold call. With 28 world records for withstanding 2 hours in an ice bath or running to the top of Mount Everest in nothing but shorts and running shoes, you can apply the same principles Wim Hof teaches his students so that you don't choke on your next cold call. So when the flight or flight response kicks in on a cold call, the first rule is counterintuitive, and that is to turn towards, not away from your fear. It's natural to resist pain, but if you resist, it will persist and you'll never get out of fight or flight. The second rule is take a few deep breaths. Almost immediately, you move from fight or flight to rest and digest. And as you regain your ability to think, you are able to intelligently navigate your way onto solid ground. Try it on your next cold call. It really works. But taking a cold shower for 30 to 60 seconds on a Monday morning may give a salesperson the courage to pick up the phone. But it doesn't mean they'll be successful. Most cold calls, for instance, try to grab the customer's interest with generic value statements and then continue with vague marketing speak about the solution. The problem with this approach is that customers can't see a clear path to how they'll achieve results because the salesperson never showed how their product could help the customer solve their problems. So instead of leading with value, salespeople should lead customers to value by meeting them where they are. It's no wonder that executive buyers surveyed by Gartner feel most salespeople can't articulate value because the majority of salespeople talk too much about their product. What these buyers want is for salespeople to share customer stories. That's the number one way for salespeople to provide differentiation that they trust. So salespeople can still lead their cold calls with results to grab the customer's attention. However, salespeople need to share customer results that feel real instead of generic results that feel fake. Otherwise, customers won't see the value in accepting a meeting to learn more. At the meeting, we know customers don't want a product presentation. They want customer examples. So after brief introductions, sales can share a few insightful customer stories and then follow up with questions that help customers to tell themselves a new and improved story where new choices make more sense. But customers won't tell themselves a new story and change if salespeople share traditional success stories. Why? Because by the time these customers achieve success, they will have forgotten why they changed. And without a reason to change, the only thing that will feel real to customers is the risk of change. Sure, success stories may be effective as proof late in the sales cycle, but early in the sales cycle, they do nothing to motivate a customer to change. So to help customers overcome their fear of change and ignite new sales cycles, salespeople need to share change stories that show how the risks of the status quo are greater than the risks of change. To conquer a salesperson's fear of cold calling or to overcome a customer's fear of change, doing nothing must become a burning platform.